Marshawn Lynch gets confronted by a mother after cursing at one of his football camp students. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Every one of them's
all right, that's okay.
No, my son's in here. It's not okay.
I
didn't say that. Maybe you should just let them know because they're all in tears.
Is there a man here with you? I do. I cuss a lot. I cuss in front of them. So look, I cuss a lot.
Every one of them's
all right, that's okay.
No, my son's in here. It's not okay.
Is there a man here with you?
Not here.
Is not a man here with you?
But I'm here. What does that matter?
Because
my son is leaving. I don't care. It's my son.
Tell them.
They all
But I'll tell them that if they're not doing what they need to do, then there's consequences to it. Yeah. If it takes that amount of time for when I tell a kid to do something and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then there is consequences. Like push-ups, like running laps,
like telling them to get away from your drill.
Like telling them to get out of my drill if they're not participating. Doing right, get out of my drill. Get that out of my drill, or whatever it takes to get my drill.
All right, so let's get to it now. Reminder: I don't got no kids. Ciroc also doesn't have kids, but my dog Chef is doubly qualified for this. Because get this. Not only does he have a child, but he is also a football coach. So, your reaction, man. What's going on?
I gotta go first.
I mean, hey, you the qualified person. I looked at that and I was like, man. All right, so if I was in the position of a parent and my child was being yelled at for being lazy or not participating or whatever he said the kid was doing, and he was cursing, I don't give a fuck. But that's because I've done organized sports. I've done, band, I've done dancing, I've done anything that I've done where it involved teamwork and team building. When you were being lazy or you were getting in trouble or you were saying whatever, the coaches cursed. That was part of it. They were like, hey, get your stupid ass back in the line. Like, that was just what it was. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially if my kid was actually in the wrong. I'm not one of those people who be like, yeah, my kid fucked up, but you can't talk to my kid like that. I'd be like, no, tell that sack of shit to get off the line. Like, woo.
I was raised Haitian where my mom gave the teacher permission to beat my ass. So I agree. I think that if my kid was in the wrong, especially in sports, and I also feel like if there's a male like father figure or whatever, I don't feel like he's trying, and I can see that he's not trying to do harm. He just wants, the team to flourish, or who wants my son to flourish, or whatever the case is. Like, I don't mind if you're cursing. I feel like that's just something that comes with frustration and people are gonna curse. And your kids be cursing at school all the time.
Even outside of that, I think people also forget that there's a time and a place for everything. Like, in their minds, they see this as, well, those are my little boys. You're cursing in front of my little boys. But the thing is, your little boys are in a gladiator sport right now. Football is not a kind sport. Your kids are out there trying to harm other people. Like, they are literally trying to put people on their ass. Right now, this is gladiator time. This is not tea and crumpets time. Like, they are literally out there actively looking to put people on their ass.
And they're also cursing. And it's good to have an adult curse so they can curse correctly. There's people that be cursing like weird.
Yeah, or just like the people who don't know how to flick the middle finger and they do the no flavor.
Oh yeah, with no flavor.
These are the wrong two to have. They like, fuck it. No, I ain't gonna lie. First of all, it is extremely hard not to curse, because it's like when you get it's a level of frustration that you do build up, and it's like you want to say it. It's a real thin line, because at the same time, you're forced to be a role model. So you know what I mean. So as a role model, you don't want to give off the wrong energy, but at the same time, you have, like you said, it is a gladiator sport. Like, it is a sport where it is combat, it is physical, it is pain. And if you don't understand that, then a lot of times, like, there's situations where this kid can get seriously hurt.
Right.
And that's the last thing you want, is for someone's kid to get hurt in a level where they might not be able to play no more, or they might not be able to do something again because they're not protecting themselves. So it is a level of seriousness. It's like, I have the best I want the best for that kid, and sometimes kids don't listen, or sometimes you have kids that are affecting other kids, by just their energy. You know what I mean? Like if you got the bad kid and your kid comes and he's just making it like, basically he's not being an example for all the other kids. That is the one kid that you might have to target and say, "Hey, get your ass over there," or "Get your ass over here."
Or if it's something as simple as a messed up play.
Right.
Like there's sometimes even if the kid wasn't messing up all day, right? Let's say he just does a boneheaded thing. Yeah. There's gonna be that reaction. Right. There's gonna be statements. There's gonna be whatever. It's not. Right. I think it goes back to the whole. It's not that big of a deal when you're somebody who is of that iron sharpens iron mentality. Right. I've seen the other side of this. So I was at Florida A&M University. This was the middle of my freshman year. In the middle of my freshman year, I got assigned a leadership position. And this was leadership over the other freshmen. So the way that it worked was they were my responsibility. Mm-hmm. When they made a mistake, whoever it was that made a mistake, they would get punished and I would get punished because I was seen as the person who was supposed to keep them in line. Now, there was a guy. Give me a guy name, just a fake guy name.
Jason.
All right, so fucking Jason, right? This guy
Why you had to curse?
Was the most bitch ass nigga that you could ever imagine. And he was one of those people who was so entitled. He was the guy who felt that he didn't need to work as hard as everybody else. He felt like, well, I paid my money to be part of the org, so I'm part of the org. That's just what it is. I don't need to learn the material. I don't need to learn the music. I don't need to learn the halftime show. I don't need to learn X, Y, and Z. I paid. I signed up, I got my tuition paid. I'm in the class, so I should be performing. And that's how he felt. What ended up happening was this guy, at one point, this was near homecoming, like maybe 2 weeks before homecoming. He missed practice on Monday, missed practice on Tuesday, missed practice on Wednesday, came halfway through practice on Thursday. And when I told him he wasn't going to march on Saturday's game, he called his mom, right? His mom is an attorney. His mom goes to the university on Friday. And I kid you not, in the middle of rehearsal on Friday, I see golf carts coming across the green. And this is campus police. They pull up. They ask me, "Hey, are you government name here?" I was like, yeah, that's me. What's going on? They're like, sorry about that, but we're going to have to take you in.
What?
That's crazy.
I'm like, excuse me? They're like, yeah, we've been told that you were hazing someone this week. And I was like, hazing somebody? I'm a freshman. I can't. What hazing somebody into what? I'm a freshman. I can't do nothing to nobody. They were like, yeah, well, we were told that you gave this kid push-ups and you told him that he couldn't march on Saturday's game and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, yeah, he didn't come to practice. He doesn't know the show. They're like, well, we got to investigate this. But until then, you need to come with us. Put me on the back of the little golf cart thing. What? And took me down to the campus PD offices and like had me in there while they quote unquote did an investigation.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Out of suit to fucking school. That's wild. That's crazy.
How many times have you been arrested or like in cuffs?
I'm not gonna answer.
I was about to say that has nothing to do with the conversation.
I've heard a handful, and then I'm like, it's like I keep hearing another one.
I mean, he's big and black.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What, you gonna fight him? Like, no, you gonna put that motherfucker ass on
And what the craziest part? Well, I was like, yo, the worst part is they put the handcuffs on you. I was like, yo, I would have just came with y'all. I'm not a fugitive, dog.
That's
like,
wild.
I was like, dog, mind you, I'm not even 18. I'm like, bro, I'm 17. Where am I gonna go? Like, they were like, yeah, we got to do this for our safety. I was like, excuse me?
Safety.
Yeah, see? Totally.
But, yo, so long story short, the whole thing gets sorted out or whatever, but that stayed on my record. And I was like, I had to have that conversation afterward with, staff and everything where I was like, yo, this is messed up, whatever. I tried to, beat down the doors or whatever. Like, how can I sue the school? Can I this and that? And they were like, well, technically, because of, a lot of things are changing. This is a different era in life or whatever. Even something as simple as telling somebody you did X wrong and giving them push-ups.
It's hazing.
It can be classified as hazing. There are certain things
crazy.
that, and I was like, yo, so how do you discipline somebody? How do you like? Right. And they're like, well, that's the thing. It's based off of an agreement of consent. If that person claims that they don't consent to it in that moment, or when they leave, they feel like you violated them, they have the right to file paperwork on you. And I was like, so this nigga can miss practice for 3 days in a row, and me telling him, hey, since you don't know the music and don't know the show, you can't perform with us. He could be like, yeah, well, my attorney says different.
It's the push-ups that you made him do.
Is that and the me keeping him from performing is like me withholding denying him access to
Did he perform?
No, because what we ended up doing,
he knew
justice prevails.
I made sure, because what we did was his mom showed up on Saturday, because game days we have to do like playing tests in the morning or whatever for anybody who wants to get in on the spots, because there's limited spots on the field. So what ended up happening was we were like, okay, to be fair, you can witness your son. As a matter of fact, to be fair to you, let's show you your son's performance. Yo, when I tell you that nigga was hot garbage, he didn't know nothing. He didn't even know the intro. And the sick thing about the intro is you learn the intro in the summer before the school year starts. This is October. we've been doing this since the summer. It is October and he still don't know that part.
Fuck you, Jason.
Right.
So yeah,
but that's crazy. But you do got to be careful, because there are those parents. Don't be those parents, but those parents that do freak out and
they don't want any consequences on their kids. It don't matter what their kid does.
It's not helping no one out. It's not helping the team. It's not helping your kid. And it's crazy because I'm on both sides. I'm a coach and my son plays for me. So when you see it from the outside and you see me yelling at my son, people be like, man, like, why he so aggressive? Why he's so aggressive, blah, blah, blah. But that's because me and my son outside of football, we have a different relationship. I'm not aggressive with him at all outside of football, but I'm aggressive with him in football because I know when we get home how much it affects him and how good he wants to be. You feel what I'm saying? So
you're trying to pull that out
exactly.
of him.
So people get the wrong misunderstanding, and I realize, some kids are different. Not all kids are receptive like that. So you got to be careful about the age range as well. Like, I know kid doesn't accept yelling. Maybe they have abusive fathers. Maybe it's a little scary. And you got to be mindful of that too. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. And maybe it just might not be for your kid. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But there's other options. There's other things you can do. Just because you want to be out there with
and what's crazy? In their particular situation, it don't sound like the kid had a problem with it. It more so sounded like the parent had a problem with it.
The son was crying.
I mean,
even still, they all
niggas crying football. Yeah, like it's sports, bro.
Football.
Niggas gonna cry.
My thing is, and this is what's funny to me. I get it. I get how a parent could feel the concern, but it's crazy because parents see that concern, but these kids are already surrounded by even worse situations.
When they go to they be
other kids, they go when you go to a football game, and like right now you go to a football game. Say we play a team in Georgia. When them teams come, they fuck this, fuck that, da da da. These bitch ass niggas, like, they talking to your kid like on a dirt level, like all disrespect, and there's nothing you can do but just accept it and take it. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, if you're not ready to walk in that environment, how can you be mad because your son's coach told you to fucking sit your ass on the sideline or get the fuck off my
in a special situation, in a special situation where your kid is not just at any camp. This is a football future Hall of Famer, a Super Bowl winner. This is you know what I'm saying? This is somebody who is at the highest possible level of doing this thing. So they are letting you know not only this is like a place that is going to elevate them, but this is the environment that they need to get used to now, because this is where
they're going to be cursing at you in college.
Yeah.
And they're going to be cursing at you if
in
you
high
make
school.
it. If you make it to a professional level, then motherfuckers be cursing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah. And I think that the coaches are cursing to show you how fucking serious I am.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking playing with you.
Same way like certain environments ain't for certain, Chick-fil-A ain't for me. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like I can't put on Chick-fil-A shirt and go to Chick-fil-A and follow the rules.
My thing
like,
is, if you're out here, if our goal out here, niggas is tackling people, niggas is doing
violent.
It is pure violence out here. It's gonna be, the language is gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little bit more like aggressive and things of that nature. And it's funny because I was reading the comments, and a lot of the comments felt away when he was talking to the woman. Was like, hey, I don't want to do this with you. Is there a man that I can speak to?
That too.
There was a lot of people that took that as, oh, he's sexist, this and that, and it's not that. Sometimes, what women don't take into account is that when a woman is like really irate and going crazy and going nuts, the guy is like, okay, the guy is able to be uncomfortable. Just like you can be uncomfortable where you're like, well, this is a man here, I don't like this situation. He can be like, well, with the energy that you're coming at me with, I don't have the option to return that. I don't have the option to, you know what I'm saying?
They're white women. So that's where I saw the issue was like, well, because initially, if you're saying, is there a man here with you? You basically saying like, you women don't fucking get it or whatever. You guys are, and that's a little condescending. But I do see that. I feel like it was also necessary because they're white women. Because how that could go.
My thing is, even outside
that's where we go back to the spade is a spade, the Democrat and Republican. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, as a woman's perspective, have you been on the football field? Do you know the environment that goes around there? Are your ass sitting there busting ass doing push-ups? You know what I mean? Like, are you doing these things to understand why?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
I think that was also the
concept. I could have this conversation with you, or I could have it with.
They curse at the girls in band as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, but
I get cursed out. I was getting cursed out in band.
That's definitely a thing. But I understood also the concept of like, even outside of the level of understanding, there's also the thing of, I can't yell at a woman. Right. I'm not here to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to, because there's no way that this is not going to look crazy on me. Is there a guy that I can speak here? Because at least now we're on a level where if he raises his tone to the way you did, I can react now and I'm okay.
Right.
You're putting me in my thing is, women want to talk about power dynamics all the time. That's a moment of a man being aware of the power dynamic and him being like, okay, no matter how I react to you right now, it's gonna be inappropriate. Yeah, it's gonna be inappropriate. I need someone. I need someone that I can go back and forth with, where I can feel comfortable.
And I've seen this happen. Now your man want to fight me and shit because you felt like I talked to you disrespectful.
Exactly.
And now we're
not doing all of that.
Issue,
Where's the dude here so we can talk? And if he get crazy, I'm gonna put him on his ass. But you, I can't do that with you.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen it happen before. It's crazy because I had talked to two moms like recently and stuff, because I know I got homegirls that got kids and stuff. And it's funny because when boys specifically get to that age, 12, 13,
they start talking crazy.
They start being a little disrespectful. And both moms kind of be like, oh, I don't know why you talking to me like that and blah, blah. And I was like, well, really, from my perspective, do you ever consider that even though he is a boy and he is your child, that he needs space? And sometimes I see that now with a lot of moms, they don't give boys space. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they want to know everything.
It's
they want
also
to know
the concept
girlfriend, phone, blah, blah, and it's like with boys, it's a little different.
It's also the concept of like, we understand that puberty is when hormones are raging inside of a teenager, inside of a person when they're going through those changes. Part of those hormones like raging, when you have a surplus of testosterone, that's what causes the body hair. That's what causes the growth. That's what causes the voice to drop. That's what, like that same testosterone that they be like, oh, if you have a surge of that, it could cause roid rage. It could cause this. It could cause that. That same surge is what your child is going through right now. Like your child is naturally dealing with that on a day-to-day basis. So a lot of people don't put that into perspective when they're thinking about how the body changes, the growing pains and all of that.
To me, it'd be something as simple as like, okay, you got a child. That's your boy. That's your baby. You've been kissing him since he was all the way till he 10, 12 years old. Now he turned 13 and 14. He don't want his mama kissing him so much so more. He want to go to school and he don't want you to call him sugar pie and stuff like that. Right? So at the end of the day, now you emotionally as a woman, now you start kind of feeling somewhere. You start feeling this disattachment, like, oh, well, my baby, and he not being your baby. And then now he like, Ma, you annoying me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to come around and so you start feeling some type of way. And that's what I meant by the whole space is when boys get older, you got
give him room to launch.
Right, give him room to launch.
The girls are the same way. Just give your teenagers a little bit of space.
Yeah. To grow into what you were trying to make them, hopefully, what you were trying to make them in the first place, which is adults.
And men, we just different.
Yeah.
Nigga, you hungry? Go get some damn pizza rolls out the damn fucking. Make them yourself, nigga. I know you know how to use the goddamn machine. Toaster oven, nigga. Hey, whoever made the toaster oven, thank God. But that's a miracle.
What?
That toaster oven, boy.
Air fryer.
Oh yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Air fryer, that's my shit.
I love that sound.
I'm Haitian. I can't use air fryer.
I mean, why not?
My ancestors won't allow it.
Oh, you tripping?
I mean, it's the same as the oven. You use the oven.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference?
The fryer.
You're old in general. Like this is what's happening with you in technology. By the way,
it is.
You making decisions that are making you old fast.
Yeah. I refuse to adapt.
That shit, cause she ain't got no kids. But she got some kids. Hey, motherfucker, I can't cook.
I need grandkids.
Put that shit in the air fryer real quick for 15 minutes. Like, bing.
Back in the 1900s, we didn't do that.
Speak for yourself. I had a mini oven in the 1900s.
You had an air fryer?
Mini oven.
You must have ain't had no easy bake when you was
little. You never had the mini oven? It's the same thing.
You ain't had no easy bake when you was
the little mini oven, the toaster oven.
The toaster oven.
Yeah, same shit.
She was making mud pies.
Thing.
Yeah, but if I want to fry something, air frying it is crazy.
Well, it's healthier too, but you hate health, so there's that too.
My culture is not about health.
Nah, don't put that on the rest of us. That's you. That's
you make bun is the bun and pizza gonna taste the same?
It's possible.
It's possible.
You make bun and pizza, I make bun and pizza.
It'll be crispy though. That crisp is actually
the crisp from the air.
Yeah, the crisp from the air fryer hit. Though.
Hey man,
we gotta see.
Because I'll say this: if you're a texture person, air frying, I don't know what it does to the outside layer of shit, but it crisps it in a way that like regular frying doesn't do it. And I think it's because
leftover chicken wings, put them in the air fryer.
It's because there's no grease. Yeah, it's because there's there's no grease. It like when it fries the outside, it makes it like this extra crispiness. Oh man,
is it like broiling?
No, not exactly.
It gives it that crispiness.
It's kind of like broiling, but
I want something
but
crispy,
the air you got to think
you put
the
something
air
in the
is
microwave. It's moist, it's still soggy, but to get that like original crispiness that you got when you first
got to air fry it.
You got to air fry it.
Got to air fry it. That air fryer hits different, bro.
And it's faster,
especially for reheating food. Reheating food and air fryer is untouched, unfuckable. Dog, this would have been great. This would have been a great like product time to put up. Like if we had our own air fryer, we could just throw it up there. It'd be like a nice advertisement. Too bad, man.
Yeah. Add Old Bay to it.
Old Bay.
Old Bay hit us up for the product placement.
That's Old Bay air fryer.
Old Bay air fryer.
Ugh.
Yeah, you gotta try it though. No cap.